Singer getting ready to go at the ref's hand. Yes, John, when you're there, it means we're ready. You guys ready for this match? This is going to be a fun one. First round, men's winners bracket. And once again, I'm pretty sure the most decorated first round ever on the AVP Tour. 4 Olympians on the court. This first team came through the qualifier because they didn't have any points, but they've got some now. And they're a legitimate force to be reckoned with in this tournament, ladies and gentlemen, as the number 16 seeds. First guy originally out of Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. Had his dad built a beach volleyball court in high school. He's been hooked ever since. He's an Olympian. Got 9th place in Rio with Ben Saxton. Ladies and gentlemen, out of Trinity Western University, let me hear it for the gamer, Chaim Schalk. And his partner, oh my goodness, out of Salvador, Brasil. Ladies and gentlemen, he is a 55-time winner on the F5VB Tour, one of the absolute legends from Brazil, a 4-time Olympian. He's got a bronze medal, a silver medal, and a gold medal from the Olympic Games. Let me hear it for Ricardo, the Block Machine Santos. And their opponents from the United States of America. Out of Florida State University at Davie, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Greyhound. He is an 8-time winner on the AVP Tour and an incredible defender. You're going to love the passion from this man. Let me hear it for Nick, the Quick Lucena. Partner out of Central Florida University. And now Manhattan Beach, California, a 51-time winner on the AVP Tour, a 3-time Olympian, including that gold medal in Beijing. Make some noise, New York, for the beast, Phil Dalhausser. What? Cut. Nice hit. Arnango from Ricardo. 3-2.
Yes, man! Nice serve. Let's go.
Nick Lucena off the chest. Full switch sides. 3 to 4. Switching sides every 7 points. From the camera. Ricardo ready on 2. 5-4.
Go, go, go!
Right. Rick, come on. Rick, sir. Nice shot.
Talking, please. No, just talking. Yeah, just keep on talking.
Ecco.
Go, go! Nice!
And it's a 3-point advantage as we switch sides 8-6 for Phil and Nick. Good morning, Tom Rogers. Good buddy.
Go!
Morning, Devin. Morning there. Nope. Nothing. All right. Morning, Mike. Evening, we'll add in the quarter a little bit quick to serve. Beautiful dig from Chaim Schalk. Ricardo is there again on 2, 10-10, 1 point to the technical timeout. Beautiful wrist away serve down the line, and Ricardo and Chaim get the lead back 11-10 at the timeout. Well, let's welcome the gentlemen back on the court, everybody. Chaim, Ricardo, Phil, and Nick. First round. I repeat, first round. Junior bracket action. Between these four Olympians. It's 11-10, Ricardo and Chaim.
Go, go, go!
Up and over and out of bounds long. And Lee switches back to Phil and Nick. What a pass by the Chaim. And he changes leads once again. On to the fourth or fifth time we change leads here in set number 1. It's 15-14. Ricardo King. Philip with authority into the side switch. It is crunch time, ladies and gentlemen. 18-17 in set number 1. Right up the middle of the scene, Ricardo.
Phil!
I got it.
Beautiful recovery, amazing play from Phil and Nick. Awesome set. They put away up the middle. It's set point 20-19.
Go, go!
To finish with two beautiful sets from Nick Lucena. Phil with the finish, 21-19 in the first set for Phil and Nick.
Hello everybody, my name is Triborn and I'm here to help out with the webcast this weekend. Made the trip out here to New York because I didn't want to be at home while I'm not playing on tour. Usually playing on this tour full time, but I'm taking the season off, so I'm here to help entertain and give you my input on this webcast, and I'm excited. It should be fun. We have a very nice day here in New York. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting it. I thought coming to the East Coast it'd be cold, but it's like another day in Hawaii here, except concrete jungle style.
Definitely
a good vibe here today for the first match of the day, which is an unbelievable matchup here. We actually have 4 Olympians playing in the first round, which I don't know if that's ever happened in the first round in the AVP. But Ricardo Santos and Chaim Schalk have just joined the tour and teamed up. And, well, basically they're the last seed in the tournament, so they're playing the #1 seed, which is Phil and Nick. And it's what I like to call a landmine draw for Phil and Nick. They definitely would have been way more happy with the 2 seed this weekend, but let's see how they handle it.
Into the stands it goes.
Phil and Nick obviously had a good start here. They won the first set, 21-19. It was pretty close throughout the whole set, but Phil and Nick pulled it out barely at the end. Nick with the short serve right here in the bottom of the net. Doesn't look like Phil's too happy with that, but it's early in the set, so I'm sure they'll be all right. Another missed serve there by the actually 4-time Olympian. Yes, that's correct. We have a 4-time Olympian playing in his second AVP of all time in the first round against the 1 seed right now. Ooh, and the gold medalist gets blocked by the other gold medalist. Ricardo Santos actually has 3 Olympic medals. He's the most decorated player on the sand by far. He has a gold, a silver, and a bronze medal at the Olympics, and he's been to 4, which is just unheard of. Of course, on the other side, you have another gold medalist in Phil Dalhausser from 2008. Like I said, this is a ridiculously stacked first-round matchup that you will very rarely see. So this is kind of a gem for us here on Friday. Other than the 2 big blockers, 2 of probably the greatest, you could probably say that these 2 are easily 2 of the top 5 blockers of all time, at least in my opinion. It's not even arguable. But other than those 2, we have 2 other Olympians. Chaim Schalk puts it away. We have Chaim Schalk, who just went to the Rio Olympics, which was his first Olympics. He represented Canada. And we have Nick Lucena, of course, who is Phil's partner in Rio, and they took a 5th place, I believe. So this is, like I said, just a great match to watch right now.
Beautiful shot. Right on the inline.
Nice deep shot by Chaim. You know, when you're playing at the highest level, those are the kind of shots that you got to make. You got to be able to hit the lines often because the guys at the highest level are covering so much court. It's really that precision that it takes to play at the highest level. Chaim staying aggressive against the huge Phil Dalhausser block. In my opinion, that's what you got to do against this guy. He's one of the greatest blockers of all time, and in my opinion, the most dominant blocker of all time. And you have to come in to hit with options every time, or else he will take. If you come in with one option, he'll take it away. If you come in with two options, he'll take 1.5 of them away. But if you come in with 3 or 4, then you got a chance. Phil back to serve with his patented middle-to-middle serve. Serves middle, and Ricardo takes it and does his patented down the line hit, cross body. He's actually, I know this personally because he's done it on me. When I've played against him, he can absolutely hammer that ball cross body if you let him. But I'm not gonna lie, I've blocked him on it a few times too, and it goes back just as hard when you block him. Luckily for me, I caught him at the tail end of his career.
That is just
Nick getting maybe a little lucky there with the tool off Ricardo. Going all the way across the net now. Pretty good block by Ricardo. It looked like he thought he had it. There it is again. Chaim with his deep hit. It may look like he's spatching it, but I've seen him do this a lot, and it's very effective. He aims deep and tags those lines in the corners, so it keeps the defender honest and making sure he can't break, or else he's going to miss that every time.
Who is playing court number 2 right now.
Oh!
Oh, Ricardo. 2 blocks at the net, and then he puts down the overpass. That's definitely a relief for him. It's one of the most frustrating things when you get 2 blocks and then you lose the point. That's probably the one thing I personally hate the most as a blocker, is when they keep covering. Because you're doing your job, but they end up with the point, and that just sucks. Ooh, Phil Dalhausser with the kill on 2. Again, I'm Tri-Born here filling in on the webcast. I'm a normal player on tour, but I'm taking this season off due to a little illness. So I'm enjoying myself up here, traveling on tour still, and I'm here to fill in and commentate on what I think of these matches. Hope you enjoy. We got a question in here from the chat room on our live feed, which we'll be checking out all day. So feel free to throw your questions in there, and we can be communicating with you guys all day. The question is actually when I'll be back on the court, and well, I wish I knew the answer. As of right now, I'm planning on the possibility of missing this entire season. Just because the nature of I have an autoimmune condition that just takes a long time to get under control, where my body's kind of has been attacking itself in some way or another. It's a kind of an inflammatory muscle issue, so there's really no telling exactly when I'll be back, but I'm basically working on everything I can health-wise, trying to get 100%, learning a lot, both volleyball-wise and about my health. So, whenever it is that I do come back, which might be next season, maybe at the end of this season if we're lucky, but whenever I do come back, I'm going to have a whole new wealth of knowledge to tap into, and I can't wait to put it on display out there. But for now, I'm honestly enjoying watching this match right here. This is some great volleyball, and I'm definitely taking notes, and I'm gonna bring it next time I play these guys. Ricardo looked like he tapped knees with Nick there a little bit. The patented Brazilian soccer, flop. Not that it didn't hurt, but they like to go down just in case, and take their time getting up. Make sure the refs give them a little break. Kind of like taking your own little timeout, Yep.
The front row and back row defense from Phil and Nick. They'll take the lead 11-10. And technical timeout.
Phil and Nick with the big defensive plays there.
To the outer court. Court number 1, the pair out of
Well, I'm not going to lie, everybody. It's a beautiful day here. It's actually crazy for me to be looking at the New York skyline here. I can see the Freedom Tower and the entire skyline's right in front of me, and it's one of the coolest beach volleyball setups I've ever seen. And the crowd's actually pretty lively here on this Friday, and usually it takes them a little time to warm up as the matches get going, but we have one of the best matches of the tournament right off the bat, with the 1 seed playing the 16 seed, who could easily be the 2 seed in this tournament. So I'm enjoying myself. If you guys are in New York, I would definitely recommend coming down here. It's an unbelievable sight, a great weekend, and the pier has turned into a beach. So the New Yorkers don't need to go out to the Hamptons this weekend. The beach has come to them.
over Lane Carrico and Sarah Patton. It is 6-6 in the second. Phil Dalhausser 11-10. Here is set number 2.
We actually have the NYPD and the FDNY patrolling boats pulling up to the docks and watching from their boats. That's something you will rarely see in our sport.
The winner of this match. We get the winner of the match going on over on court number 3, Brian and Tim Palmgren.
So it's 11-all here on Stadium Court. Like I said, this is such a brutal matchup for Nick and Phil as the 1 seed, where you usually have a easy game early on Friday, but you deal with the hand that you're dealt, and it's 11-all in the second. Chaim Schalk with a few huge plays right there. Chaim is back in his natural position. The first tournament of the year he played with Reed Pretty, and he was actually blocking. So I'm sure that was a little frustrating after being a defender on the World Tour for a few years and at the Olympics this past year. But as you can see, he's definitely comfortable on the right and as a defender. Ooh, Ricardo stuffing Nick down the line. That's the Ricardo that everyone's used to seeing. From what I understand, there's a few Brazilian fans here. Of course, New York City has people from all over the world, so I'm sure there'll be more showing up for him this weekend. Uh-oh. Ricardo Santos and Chaim Schalk with the momentum and the lead in the second set here. Looks like Nick got a little tentative after that first block by Ricardo, and he hit one off the tape, and it went right to Chaim, and it's an easy kill for him in transition.
So nice out right now. Nice and cool. We got about 68 degrees.
It's actually crazy to think that Chaim Schalk is probably the least decorated player on the sand here. He's a guy that I've personally battled with a lot on the World Tour, and he's got it all. I think he's taller than me, honestly, and he's a defender. He's about 6'5" or 6'6". I'm about 6'5", so it's tough when your defenders are up hitting higher than you are when you're the blocker, because obviously you're used to being one of the bigger guys in the court. But nowadays, that's just how it is in beach volleyball. When you're playing at the highest level, there's really a huge variety of athletes that are out there. And, I mean, there's 6'7", 6'8" defenders on the world tour now, and it's just becoming a really athletic sport, something similar to what you're seeing in the NBA and that kind of thing. Had to pose for a picture there. Hopefully they're putting it up online. Looks like Phil's not too happy with Nick serving the net, as you can tell with the body language there. Or he's just tired because he was just in Moscow last week, where Nick and Phil took the gold medal in a brutal tournament. It was a 3-star FIVB where they ended up winning it 16-18 in the third. They had about 5 match points, and they really had to earn that one. But it was freezing out in Moscow. It actually snowed, which I've never played in the snow, and I don't really hope to ever play in the snow, but they somehow grinded through it and flew back from Moscow, and they're probably a little jet lagged and not stoked about this first round draw. But Nick's still making plays. Not twice, as that ball bounces into the river. See you later. Just like the movie Wilson now, it's just floating out there.
Yes! One river ball.
Go, go!
Oh, making the veteran work. Oh. Yeah, it's okay, Chaim Schalk. Happens to me all the time. Like I said, he's my height, and when Phil gets that tight set, he decides to just go over you, which sucks. But, you know, we got to find a way to stop it. And it's pretty demoralizing when he does that, but what are you going to do? Ricardo Santos is 42 years old, by the way, and as a blocker, you're constantly working hard. So it's pretty impressive what he's doing.
Swinging one down the line. Ricardo gave some room to work with. Nick said thank you. 15-17.
Looks like Ricardo had a missed blocking assignment there. Supposed to seal that low line. He's telling his partner came, but he missed it, and Nick squeezed it by.
And it's a 1-point ball game. For blocks number 5.
Yeah, you got to get those short shots a little higher when you're playing against a guy who is 6'9" and can jump 40 inches in the sand.
Line! Hey!
Ricky! Nice hit.
I like to say Phil Dalhausser is volleyball's Kevin Durant. He's looks like a center, but moves like a point guard. And I mean, Phil's one of the best setters in the world, so obviously translates well for him.
Let's switch sides, shall we? Just like we did in the first set, it's 18-17. This time, Ricardo and Chaim have the 1-point advantage.
So some of you might be asking, why are Canadian and Brazilian Olympians playing on the AVP Tour? Well, they both have green cards, and they're actually American citizens, so it's totally fair game. Chaim Schalk actually just recently married an American player, Lane Carrico, who is the 12th seed, I believe, on the women's side. And so as far as he's concerned, he's American now, but he's still playing on the Canadian national tour, or international tour, representing Team Canada. And Ricardo is kind of, I think he just retired from the World Tour, and he still wants to play, obviously loves the game, and is keeping it going here on the AVP since he can.
18-19. It is set point 20-18.
Set point for the international veteran team. Got a lot of veterans out there. Nick and Phil are 37 years old. Ricardo's 42, and Chaim Schalk is 31 years old. He's like the rookie out there, but still got 4 years on me. Oh, that's a huge net by Ricardo. Being aggressive on the block, which you absolutely want to do when it's set point, but costly mistake because it looked like Nick hit that out.
And we're going into overtime in set number 2. It is 20-20.
20 all.
2-2.
This is huge. Nick and Phil would love to close this out in 2, save them a lot of energy throughout this tournament. And of course, Ricardo and Chaim will definitely want to steal the 1 seed here. This is actually the first event of the Gold Series this year on the AVP Tour. It's obviously one of the premium domestic tours around the world, which is why so many of these international players are dying to play out here. You know, it's world renowned, and everybody knows about the tour, but unfortunately for the international players, they're usually not allowed to play. But for these few, they can. And it's really exciting that we have the Gold Series now, because these are 3 events that are going to be more prestigious, more money, more points, and the caliber of volleyball is just going to be insane in New York, Manhattan Beach, and Chicago. So this is the first event of the Gold Series, and all the players are really excited. I know that for a fact, to have some more prestigious events on tour, and I'm sure more players around the world will be trying to get in on it.
And number 2, Riverball, yes.
This New York event actually has $175,000 prize money, which is better than the last 2 events that we had, the first 2 events of the AVP Tour. But then Manhattan Beach and Chicago are going to have $225,000 purses, which is just amazing for the players and the fans, and just more on the line, the better. This tour is growing so quickly, and the sport is growing, and it's really exciting to see where everything's going.
And it is 23-21, and we are going 21-19, 23-21, and now we'll play to 15 to make the second round of the winner's bracket. And like I said, the winner of this match will play the winner of Bongren versus Loomis and Lorenz. 21-17 is the score of the first set, Loomis and Lorenz. It's now 3-3 early on in set number 2. That's over on court number 3. Checking out the ladies' matches on the outer court. Court number 2, Summer Ross and Brooke Sweat at match point at 20-16 in the second set against Lane Jericho and Sarah Pavitt. The winner of that match will take on Sarah Hughes and Kelly Blaze. 21-15.
Wow, this is a treat. We're going to 3, and it's definitely not what Nick and Phil wanted, but hey, it's what they got, and they're gonna have to deal with it. That's how it works as a elite professional athlete at the world-class level. You know, it's hot out here. Like I said, they just flew from Moscow, but I played in 19 events personally last year, so I definitely don't feel bad for them. It's something that you learn is to deal with the draw that you're given, and you have to step up even if it's early in the tournament. You have to learn when to turn it on, and Nick and Phil are obviously veterans, one of the best teams in the world, if not the best team in the world. So I don't think they'll have a problem with it, but it's definitely a tough thing to mentally get over, because you'd like to kind of take the first match off against the qualifier team. But in this case, the qualifier team is 2 Olympians.
Nick Lucena off the block for the first goal, set 3.
Nick going high hands on that first hit. I think he's noticed that Ricardo's not getting up quite as high as he used to when he was pre-40s, but so he's taking advantage of that lack of height from Ricardo. He knows that the veteran can seal off those low angles really well. I don't know if you can notice on the webcast, but Nick's changing his line of approach a lot. So that last time he came into the middle, he's trying to get the blocker to move with him and not get comfortable and be able to set up on the ball. Like I said, Ricardo can really get his hands in the right spot and take those low angles if you let him. Ricardo with the veteran play off the block. Tight set by Chaim Schalk, so Ricardo decided to just hammer it high and hard into the stands off of Phil's block. You know, when it's tight, Phil Dalhausser can literally take the whole court away from you, so that's what you do to get the kill.
Is that ball just out of bounds? Yes, it is 3-2. It is the lead for Ricardo and Chaim as we switch sides. Switch sides every 5 points.
Ball's just out.
In set number 3.
Ricardo Santos and Chaim Schalk going after Nick Lucena here, as expected. I'd say about 95% of the balls go at Nick with that partnership. Nick Lucena with the seam hit. So that, again, that's him switching it up. He hits hard angle, he goes high hands, and then he goes low seam when Ricardo decides to go play that high ball.
Off the block. The Kinger takes a full
Like I
look.
said before, Ricardo Santos loves to hammer that crossbody, and it got blocked, but he tooled it. So it continues to work for him like it has his entire career. Oh my goodness. Another tool.
My goodness. Hug it out. Hug it out.
Ricardo and Chaim not scared of the big block, and it's paying off. Staying aggressive and getting some tools here. I don't know how Chaim picked his spot on defense where he dug it off his shoulder in middle back, but somehow he ended up in the right spot, got the dig, and put it away. Now there's a lot going on, I would think, in Nick and Phil's heads right here. Obviously they didn't want this matchup, but they are the 2016 winners of this event. And they don't want to make it a really hard path for themselves to repeat. And losing this set right here would make that very difficult.
Let's switch side, Phil, it's 6-4.
You got to think there's no pressure on Ricardo and Chaim. They're expected to lose. They're the last seed in this tournament right now, and but yet they know what they're capable of. Whereas Phil and Nick kind of have everything to lose and really don't want to lose this match. So this should get interesting.
Go, go!
Oh, trouble for Nick and Phil. Looks like Nick's getting a little tentative. It tends to happen time to time with Nick, but he usually pulls it out. So let's see how aggressive he stays here as the match progresses.
Go, 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 go!
On the women's side in 2016, Carrie Walsh and April Ross were the champions, but if you haven't heard already, they're actually broken up as a partnership, so it'll be a new look here this weekend. Carrie's not here, but April is, and that should be a battle on the women's side.
Philip gets his team back within one with block number 7.
And of course, Phil getting blocks at the end of the match. He tends to want to turn it on towards the end of matches, and it definitely works for him. Kind of like KD in the game the other night. Clutch.
Cut, cut, cut!
But one thing I know is that Ricardo Santos is not scared of a big moment. 4 Olympics has definitely taught him that. Oh, Lord. Huge block by Ricardo. Getting better as the match goes on. Like I said, one of the greatest blockers to ever play this game. Nick Lucena is not stoked about it right now. Oh my goodness. Ricardo catching fire at the end of the match.
Lead by 4, 10-6. By the way, we have an
I'm not gonna
official
lie.
over-under on river balls this weekend.
most of the American guys are definitely watching this match and gonna take it really seriously when they're playing these guys coming in from the international tour. You know, we got to take pride in our tour and make sure that we're winning events, and we don't want these international guys coming in to take over our tour. So definitely some pride on the American guys' side as expected, but you can definitely expect that Ricardo and Chaim are trying to make a statement as they come out here to the U.S. and get to play our #1 seed right away. As you can see, the beautiful skyline here, just this once-in-a-lifetime place, at least for me, because I'm from Hawaii. It's just incredible to see a beach volleyball event here in the city with the skyline, looking at the World Trade Center tower. It's a really cool backdrop, and we get to play in some of the coolest places around the world. I've played in pretty much 6 out of 7 continents in the world, but this is definitely one of the coolest venues. Oh Lord, Ricardo Santos is on fire, taking those low angles away from Nick Lucena as he gets aggressive at the end of the game. Ricardo's matching his aggressiveness with his block, and it's not looking good for the American 1 seed. Wow, what a rally. Ricardo's feeling it, getting better as the match goes on right here.
12-6.
Something you gotta expect against a player like this. You know he's gonna step up for a moment like this. And he's now on the verge of stealing the 1 seed and theoretically having the easiest draw in the tournament if they finish this set out. Of course, Ricardo is one of the most animated players on tour as well, known for getting furious at himself and his partners, or at least that's what his body language says. I've seen him get on all of his partners over the years, and it's quite comical, to be honest. Ooh. Phil gives him a point at the end of the game, and Ricardo's fired up about it. Chaim's just staying steady and feeding off his partner's energy, which I highly recommend.
Go, go!
Okay, let's see what the 1 seed's made of here. Can they come back and claim their 1 seed? Good start. Like I said, you got to change the trajectory of your shots when you're playing Phil Dalhausser. If he sees what you're doing and commits to it, he just takes up too much space. It's too easy for him. So you really have to be conscientious of who you're playing and what shots are going to work. If you telegraph it, like any sport at the elite level, you're screwed.
The contenders bracket if they want to make it into Sunday semifinals. Later this afternoon, we'll have the second round of the winners bracket as well as the first round of the contenders bracket. 4 teams.
I don't know if you can tell, but obviously it's sunny, but it's actually pretty warm out there today. It was kind of chilly this morning, but it's definitely heating up, and And the fans are getting a nice little breeze, as are we up in the booth. But down on the sand, it's usually blocked off a lot by the barricades and the jumbotrons. So you're really not getting much of that breeze. It's hot out there, and these guys are definitely feeling it at this point in the third set. Kame with the spatchy. That's something that Kame's actually really good at, is he'll change his contact on the ball and spatch it deep, which is when it hits those back lines, and it really catches you high as a defender, and it's hard to stop. And then when he decides to, he'll cuff it and get on top of it, and that'll drop it at your feet. So he keeps you guessing, but that's what all the best players in the world do. Oh, Ricardo. Not happy with himself.
And let's switch sides. The score stays 14-9. Now we're into the free scoring. We'll switch sides every 5 serves.
Again, normally that would be match point, but it switches to old school scoring, so you can only score and win the match when you're serving. So right here, Ricardo and Cam have a chance. And Ricardo's going to get a swing. Another tool with that patented line swing. And the veterans pull it out. I'll tell you what, all the other teams on the tour right now are happy that Nick and Phil are going to have a tough route back to the finals again. They won the first 2 events of the year, and I know for sure that everyone wants them off the podium for this week. So I think all the other teams that are hearing it on side courts are excited and hoping to win their first round, so they can have a better draw going out throughout the weekend.